Well, I would use the Star Trek theme right here, but of course that would be copyrighted and be a big faux pas for me to use. But if you are a Terraforming Mars fan and have not lived under a rock for the last 6 months to a year, you know about Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. And you'll also know about the controversy that went with that, as the Target had a 6 months exclusive on the retail edition of Terraforming Ares Expedition and beat us backers, which caused some grief in the comments, updates, forums, and Facebook. But at the end of the day, there is some differences, and of course, I'm happy to have my Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Just got here the other day, months behind lots of other people, but that is typical for Canada. There is differences. The big one is, of course, this is a card game. So this isn't a Euro-type card game where you're building huge tableaus. Well, you kind of are, but Terraforming Mars is kind of a card game too. It's a tableau builder. This is still a tableau builder. But there's some major differences. One of the big differences, of course, is it has a roll for the galaxy mechanic, which means that you have to choose a phase that you want to play. And then every player chooses a phase, and only those phases that are chosen will get played through the game. And we'll take a look at that when we go down to the table and teach the game. But for now, we're just going to go look at the box as we get ready to send our spaceships up into space, land on Mars, and start terraforming Mars through the Ares Expedition. So here we are with Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. You can see this box is much smaller, and I should have brought up my Terraforming Mars box that just came in the other day. I mean, it's up to here and it's out to there. It's huge. But this is a small box. It is published by Fricks Games. Of course, Jacob Frixelis, designer of Terraforming Mars, as well as Nick Little and Sydney Engelstein. It is Stronghold Games, so you know this is going to be a decent game. I don't think anybody's complained about the play of the game, despite what they said about what was going on with the target and stuff. And we're not going to talk about that anymore. There is the back of the game. Each one has some cards. You can see different color cards. QR codes. This is the Kickstarter edition. It contains the promo dual layer player boards and a custom storage trays, which is basically what I just paid for with Terraforming Mars. It is for 14 up, 60 minutes approximately, which is nice because most Terraforming Mars games last 3 hours, and it's for 1 to 4 players. So I'm really looking forward to getting my hands dirty with the solo. But anyway, let's open the box here. Now I have my little handy tool just to help us get that started. There we are. Shouldn't let me play with sharp objects at my age, because you never know. Great shot, upside down. Well, turn it around. Whoops. Hey, Rodney Smith. Whee! Except I didn't catch it. Sorry, Rodney. I'm not even going to try that trick. Opening the box, which always for me is a big challenge. What do they do? Vacuum seal these things? Oh my gosh. You're seeing it here, folks. I can't even open the box, so we won't be playing this game anytime soon. Okay, there we go. I think we got it. Oh, no. Gosh almighty. Well, we maybe had to extend this out, or maybe something a little bit quicker here. Whew. Okay, that's the end of the video, guys. I am way too tired to go on. Okay, that's not true. As always, there is the rules at the very top. There's a quick start guide. Oh, that is a great idea. A quick start guide, get you right into the game. I think more games should be into that. I don't think this game is particularly hard compared to Terraforming Mars. I did teach Terraforming Mars to a new player. It usually takes a round or two for them to get in. And we'll look more closely at the quick start rules and the rules when we get there. Let's just open the front page here. There we are, nice and colorful. Oh, look at that. It's like a plasticky finish. Very, very nice rules. Not necessarily the rules themselves, but the finish is really, really nice. Quality of life, folks. You heard it here. First, second, third, and infinity. These are the inlay boards. Very, very nice. Now, the new Terraforming Mars has those beautiful inlay boards that you can either order them or they came with the last expansion, which I had. Turmoil. Jeez. So these have really nice inlay boards from the get-go. Here is the game board. Very, very small, as you can see. There's only 9 tiles. Not much in the way of counters. Yeah, there's the tiles for the area. There's forest tiles, which I think you put out on these tiles. I'm not quite 100% sure. There's your phases: development, construction, action, production, research. Sounds very much like Roll for the Galaxy. Now, I never really caught on to that game. We've got various and assorted markers. Oh, the ever-present, of course, gold, copper, silver for the money, 10s, 5s, and whatever. Oh, we've got something down there. I don't know. We've got, looks like forest markers and yellows and blues and reds. Oh, these are player tokens. Way to go, Harry. We have project cards, corporations. That's all sounding familiar. Ah, right. These are the same things that they actually had in the Terraforming Mars for some of the tokens, and they just sat in the box like this. And then, of course, the ever-present 3,000 cards. No, not really 3,000 cards, but there's the corporation cards. Let's pop them open. I will be sleeving these eventually, but for now, let's take a quick look. And you can see the art is a bit different. Arclight is the... Can we get it? There we are. Arclight. You start with 43 MC. This is worth 1 victory point per 2 animals on this card. Effect: when you play a animal or a leaf, including these, add a animal to this card. Okay. These, oh, they're just zits. Let's take a look at these. The Zitzel. At the start of the game, draw 5 cards, then discard 4 cards. You start with 43 MCs. Effect: when you flip an ocean tile, you gain 2 MC and 2 plants. Nice. And these must be the promos. So there's a bunch of promo cards. As you can see, there's green, there's blue, I believe there's red, and they all give you something like these. I think these are your typical research, or I should say, project cards, like red projects. There you get an increase of something, or you play a green card. A blue card has one of those ready effects that, do this, you get that. You have your dog barking in the background, but you have your the tags, the various tags, titanium, steel, energy, science, project, microbes. So all the basic stuff that you would find in Terraforming Mars. And then, of course, all the cards, and there are lots of cards. I don't know how many cards there are, but let's find out. That would be of interest to me. Get back to the rules. And again, as always, what I'm going to do is put this together, sort it out a little bit, and then we're going to play it. We'll probably play it solo, perhaps couple-handed. How many cards do they have? 208 project cards. So that's very close to the original game, which I think started with 190. Then you can add 30 or 40 of the more advanced games, and of course with Venus and Colonies and Turmoil, there's more cards than you can shake a stick at in this game now. So that is Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. I have playmats, and I am not 100% sure what we do with them, other than I guess it's kind of cool. You put your corporation up here and put some blue and red cards here. I guess if you're playing 2, I'm not sure why. I guess this is just where you would put your card. I guess it makes it a little neater, though I don't think it's necessarily needed. I bought the deluxe version, and I might have paid extra, or it came with this particular one. I had to go back and look. But that is what is in the box, and we will be looking to play this eventually in the next few days. I have many projects on the go, and so I will put this together and get it going for you. So anyway, we will come back and look at this game when it's set up and ready to go. So we are back with Terraforming Mars. I have now taken it all apart and sleeved it. As you know, I like to show people how I put it together in the box. I like to organize my games. This is not as bad as the original Terraforming Mars box. This, of course, is Terraforming Ares Expedition. So let's take a look in the box. We did do a 2-in-2 video a number of weeks ago, and I will post that at the end so that you can click it, where I compared Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition against Terraforming Mars, and of course I have everything in the big box now. But for now, let's just open the box and we'll pull it out just the way I'd repacked it just a minute ago. If I can open the box. Always a challenge. There we go. On the top are the rules. You would expect that. I really do like the idea that they put the quick start guide in here. So if you're familiar with Terraforming Mars, you can jump right into the game pretty quickly. Here is the board. You will place the desert tiles on here. And when the desert tiles are all flipped over, the oxygen is fully oxygenated and the temperature is fully temperatured, the game is over. You will add up your points, and that is the end of the game. The nice inlay boards. Now, this is what Terraforming Mars should originally have come with. Of course, now they do. With the Turmoil expansion, certainly came with the inlay boards, and they were also available during the big box campaign. You can see 2 geek boxes. This has our desert/ocean tiles in it. There we go. /dot has our ocean/desert tiles in it, and they will be laid on the board. These are our forests. So forests are abstract, as I mentioned already in this game. So if you lay a forest down, you basically just take a token. They're worth 1 victory point at the end of the game. There are 5s if you put more forests down. Here are all the various player cubes. I left them in the plastic bag. That seems appropriate for the level of the game here. We have the really nice containers, the little shiny, sorry. 2 for one for each side of the board, basically. They did this with the big box. Good idea. Here are our phases, and they'll be basically face down during the start of our phase. When we collect our preparation phase, we're going to flip these over, and only those phases that are flipped over are going to be the ones that are going to be triggered. Down here you can see the reference guides just down there. You can see we have plenty of corporations. The promo had some about another 8 or 10, so there's about 20 altogether. 208 cards of various, and we'll get more into these cards, of course, when we play, so I'm not going to really show you them here. And of course, finally, we have the phase cards. And so in the preparation phase, we will actually have 5 of these cards in our hand, 1 of each. We will decide which phase we are going to do. There we are. And then we will place that card face down in front of us. When everybody has chosen their phase, we are all going to reveal our cards, flip over those phase tokens that I showed you just a minute ago, right over here. And those are the only phases that will trigger during the turn. When you go to your next turn, you're going to leave the previous phase on the board, and then you're going to play the next phase, and then you're going to pick up the previous phase. So that way you can never play the same phase twice. And that makes kind of sense, forces you to do other things than just keep doing that. So there's a kind of a nice mechanism there. Put those like that. So basically that is what is in our box. We are going to now set this game up. I'm just going to play solo. The reason why I'm going to play solo is I want to be able to spend time going through the cards, really just showing you how the game plays. It's very similar to Terraforming Mars, as you're aware. So I'll just put these correct there. These actually go that way. And that's how this game is set up and stored. So we're going to go down to the setup, and we're going to go through the setup very, very quickly, and then we're going to jump into the solo game. It plays in about 30 turns. So you have 30 turns to completely change the desert to ocean, raise the temperature, and raise the oxygen level. Sounds familiar. So let's get to that. I will see you down at I'm actually on the table. I will see you in a moment when I set this game up. So a bit about the setup. So you can see this is the main board. You can see it's quite tiny compared to Terraforming Mars. Mars has 9 hexes, and you can see we have desert tiles. And one of the objectives of the game is to turn these desert tiles to ocean. You can see that we have our oxygen and temperature. And we will raise the oxygen levels and, of course, the temperature levels. Once they reach the top, we have completed the terraforming Mars, as well as turning over the ocean tiles. As we take our view out, these are the phase markers. And so what is going to happen is I am going to pick a phase from my hand. We have development phase as our first phase, construction, action, production, research. So let's just do it. Development, construction, action, production, and research. And I'll show you what each card does as we get further into the game. And I'm going to pick mine, and I can do any one of those 5 phases. The solo game basically is you against terraforming Mars, and the bot really just, you randomly pick a phase, and you will do that phase. Every time the bot goes through its phase, we're going to raise his terraforming marker by 1, represented by the blue meeple. And then when we get to 5, there'll be one final round, and that will be the end of the game. Lastly, we have the game view that we're going to actually use. Here is the forest tokens. Here is the cubes. You should be all familiar with them. 10s, 5s, and 1s. Gold, silver, copper. I have extra markers that I'm going to use on my board to mark the 10s, 20s, and 30s if we get that high. We will be putting we're going to be selecting our corporation, and then we'll be putting our green cards, our red cards, which are usually the project cards, and our blue cards. And we have our discarded phase cards. So we are ready. The only thing we really need to do at this point is pick our corporations. So I'm going to shuffle up the corporations. Now they suggest using the beginner corporations if you want to make an easier time of it. But let's face it. I've played Terraforming Mars before, so let's be masochistic and choose two corporations. We just give that a little bit of a shuffle, and we have 2 corporations, and you can hear the dog in the background. We have 2. We have Credicore to choose from, or Eventrix. So I'm going to take a look at these and decide which one, and I'm going to tell you why. So, to take a look at what's going on here, Credicore will start with 48 credits, and it says that right here as well as right there. And its main action that you can take, or its attribute, is that every time you pay for something that is greater than 20, you will actually cost 4 MC less. This is Eventrix. You will start with 33 credits. However, on the first turn, you can draw 3 cards, and through the game, you can play cards that are either 1 step higher or 1 step lower than what is stated on the card. And so what I'm meaning by that is, say I had a card that says I have to be in the yellow zone. Well, I can play it as if it's in the red zone or a white zone card. So, sometimes if it'll say, oh, maximum of this to play that card. Well, it'll be a maximum of 1 higher or 1 lower. So I'm going with Eventrix. I think that's going to be a good one that gives us some extra card and the ability to play cards that you normally wouldn't be able to play. So that is the setup. This is ready to go. We have set up everything, and we are ready to rock and roll and try to terraform Mars. So the first thing that we do in a game is that we're going to actually deal out 8 cards. You can see I have put all the cards in the box here. I do not have the facilities to stack this up because they are sleeved, and what happens, of course, inevitably, if you stack up 208 cards, they are just going to go swish over the board, and that's just not going to happen here. So we're going to just take the first stack of cards here. We're going to deal out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is a max size of 10, so we just have to remember that in our first phase. We are going to shuffle up our it's not really an opponent. It's really just you against Mars, really. And you have about 25 to 30 turns to do this. And this is the setup, and we're ready to play. So ready to play. We have Eventrix as our corporation. The first thing we're allowed to do, because it is the start of the game, is draw the first 3 cards, because that is part of our special power. Another part of our special powers allow us to pay cards that are plus and minus one of these zones, of course. So we're going to start our game. So let us take a look at what is in our card hand. And usually we're going to want to play green cards to start raising, especially something like this, to get an extra MC. So I'm going to play 9. So I'm going to go to a production phase, or I should say a development phase. And we get to play the bonus here, which is 3 MC less. So if you could just take a look at that, that's great. So I'm flipping 1. He is flipping a construction, which is good, because then we can do 2 different things. So the first thing I do, I can only play 1 card. So I'm going to play this green card for 9 minus 3 is 6. So I'm going to take a 5, and put a 1 back. And then we can also now play a red card. We get no extra bonus, I mean a blue or red card, I should say. So we have a few blue and red cards. We have 22. Ooh. I don't have 4 science tags. That doesn't help me. In fact, when you play a card, you may spend 1 plant to reduce that. I don't really have any plants yet. But I will if I get to another green phase soon. So you know what? I am going to play this during there for his card phase, which is 7. And that is the end of the turn. You can see how quick that turn was. Solo play here is very, very quick. There's far less things to do during the phase. Now, I should have turned over 1 and 2. I am forgetful for that. I tend to just do that because as a solo play, I'm the only player doing it. So I just have to follow the rules that say follow the phase. Next thing up, I have to decide what is next. I want to get my engine going. I still have money. Let's see what we have here. Oh, there's a great little card that will give us some discounts on cards later on. So I'm thinking we can't go back to a development phase. Action, draw a card during the... Oh, okay. Phase 3. Ooh, that's a nice card. I might just do that. That or a red card. Well, that goes up titanium. Oh, so let's do this. We're going to play this card. So we're going to go into basically the construction phase, which is phase 2. So that allows us to also play an extra card if we want. I don't know if we have the money for it to do 2 extra cards. We'll flip this over. Oh, and here we are in action phase. We don't have any cards that trigger during the action phase yet. So we are going to construct our circuit board factory. So, yes, because we're in zone 2. So 2 goes before 3. So actually that worked out for me. And I could play a second card, and that cost me 14. So I only have 6 left. Oh, and I forgot to put this up. 1 MC and 2 heat. 2. And then, can I play another card? A blue or red card? I have a 5. You may pay an additional card and play 11 MC less, but I don't really have any money for that. Well, I might, but I don't really have a blue card to take advantage of. And that, no. Okay, so we're not going to take advantage of that second. We're going to come over here to the action phase. You can see the blue here. And this is circuit board, and it allows me to draw a card during the action phase. I will draw that card. That is the end of the turn. We are now back into the turn, and don't have a lot of money here. It might be worth going into a production phase just to get a little cash. So we're going to do that. So we're going to go into 4, which is the production phase. And another production phase. So that's kind of wasted when we're at together. So the only thing I can do is do my production phase. I get 4 MC. Actually 6 MC. 5. plus 1 is 6. Plus I do get the extra 4 because of the bonus. That is the end of the turn. That quick. So we're not going to see production again for a while. Or at least... Oh, plus I get 2... Oh, I forgot I get 2 energy for that too as well. There we go. That is the end of the turn. I'm going to go back to the green phase, development phase. Now that I have some money. It's very important to get that engine going. So we're going to pick the development phase. I don't know what he's going to pick. Hopefully not a development phase. Waste it. So when we don't get that counter off, I get stymied here. So that is the risk. Which case then, what am I going to do? I get a discount. This will help that eventually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Surface Miners. It allows me to give me a bump in my titanium and steel during our construction phases. So that's that, that's that. And I am going to pay 3 less for that, so that is going to cost me 10. Wow. And he has his development phase, which I can't take. This isn't like Terraforming Mars, where I can have multiple rounds and to do the same thing. So now I have to decide what the heck I want to do over here. Whew. I can't do green again. I can't really afford that card. I could do a construction phase, but no, that doesn't really work for me. I think I have to go back to production to build my MC up just a little bit. Hopefully this time he's already used the production, so I don't think we're going to have an issue there. Oh, a research phase. That's actually very, very nice. So I'm going to come over here. 4 goes before 5. So I'm going to do my production phase. I'm going to get 4 MC because of my bonus. And then I'm going to get 6 MC because of my terraforming ray and of course that. And then I am going to get 2 more energy. That is it. And then a research phase. I don't get the bonus, but I can take 2 cards. And I can look at one and decide whether or not I want to buy which one or take which one. This one lets me, both of these let me churn cards, which is really good when you play a science tag. I like this one because it's cheaper. So I'm just going to put that over here. And discard file. I'm going to put that into my hand. That is the end of that turn. And we have a blue card. So actually we might want to play that. As you can see, he is out. So what happens when he is out is the meeple is going to move up 1. We are down to 4 rounds. And we're going to hopefully maybe shuffle this better so we can get less rounds that match. Okay, so we are now into our next turn. I want to play this blue card. So I want to do a construction phase for sure. So there is the construction phase. I can actually build 2, a red and a blue, or a blue and a blue, or a red and a red. He's going to turn over his first card, which is a development phase. Well, he's going to go first, so I can play a green card, but I do have to be careful because I want to also play that at least 1 blue card, if not 2. But I do get a disc. So let's just see what we have. Anything cheap on green? We have a very cheap green card that it gives me that titanium. But I don't have a use for it. That's 9, and I still might have enough for the blue. So I'm going to take advantage of his 9 because of my special effect. Normally I would have to have this up in the red phase, but because of my special ability, I can go 1 up or 1 down. So I am going to play this card, the green card for 9. I don't get a discount because it's his phase, but I do get a bump in our forestry. Yay. And then we'll come over to me for my construction phase. I am going to build this card for 3. 1, 2. So I'll take 2 back. And the bonus on a construction card, I'll let you build an extra red or a blue card. So we have a card for 15. Ouch. And I don't think I have... I could build a red one. Oh, this one works. So I can build this red. This is an interesting one. This is a red project that lets me play an additional red or blue card, and you may pay 11 MC less for it. So this works out well. I will pay 5 for this card, and then I will pay this card for 15 minus 11, which is 4. That's a pretty sweet combo. This card, standard technology, lets me take 4 MC off the standard technologies, which is good. But we're still not really moving things along as quickly as I would like. I have still a lot of green cards, but I have no money. This puts us back into, unfortunately, into our production phase. I don't know what's coming up here. The action phase. Do I have any 3s? I do. So 3 comes before 4. Right? So if we actually played this right and we turn these cards over the way we're supposed to, I'm just trying to speed the game up for film because, you know, it takes time to turn these over. Action phase. Well, I have one action phase that lets me take a card. Excellent. This is a blue card. It is a volcanic pool. Spend 12 MC to flip an ocean tile. Reduce this 1 MC per energy tag I have, which is exactly 0 energy tags. That is the action phase. I come over here for production. I am going to get 10 MC between the bonuses and the terraforming rating and my MC. I'm going to get another 2 energy. And we're going to get a forest. Whoops. And we're going to get a forest. Oh, yeah, we got our transit C. That is the end of this turn. What do we want to do? We've got some nice green cards again. We're going to go back into that development phase as we try to continue to build our engine. We're going to turn this over and, a research phase. Excellent. So at least we're going to get to pick some cards. 1 comes before 5. Just for a reminder. So we're going to do our development phase. I am going to spend the 11 for this particular card, plus our discount of 3 MC, which is good because that's all we have. We only have 15, so this is going to cost us 8 altogether. We'll take 2 back. And this will raise our forest 1 and another energy by 1. Then we go into our research phase. Because we have a research phase, that's a 3, 5. I can pick. You can draw extra cards during the research. I can draw 2 additional. When you draw cards during the research phase, you can draw additional 2 cards. Now I can take 4, but I can only keep 1. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just see here. What is going to give us the best bang for our buck? I'm going to go for Convoy from Europa. I think that will help us at some points when we can raise enough money. That is the end of the turn again. Eesh, it goes so fast. I don't know what phase we want. We only have 7 MC. We really only have 1 card to trigger. We don't really have a card for. We do have this card that we can play, but it's kind of a waste. But that would help us play for that card. So we are in the development phase, so we can't go to the development phase. I really can't afford this blue card. That really only leaves us action, production, or research. I'm going back to production. There we go. We'll turn this guy over, and he goes into production. So that is the only phase that we're doing. This turn is a production turn. That's kind of unfortunate that we actually matched. So I'm going to get my 10 MC. I am going to get 3 energy. 1, 2, 3, 2 forests. Now you can see we're starting to build some resources, and 2 forests. That is the end of our turn. We cannot take advantage of this. We are actually now going to trigger an action phase because I want to show you how that works. So we are going to trigger the action phase. So there's the action phase, and I'll show you. I'll tell you what that does in a second. He's going to flip that over. Oh, it's a construction phase. That's nice. So I can build a red or blue card. So here's your action. So actions are these blue things here, or standard projects. And I can activate a card for a second turn. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to evade an action, which is the only action I have is take a card. Because it's a bonus, I can actually take a second card, and I can play a standard action. In fact, if you have enough resources, you actually have to do. So I have to pay 8. I should be doing his first, because I got so excited about the action phase. That's okay. I wasn't planning on playing a blue card at this point. So I would get a bump up in the temperature, which would give my terraforming rating up 1. Remember, I should have played 2 before 3. I got excited. I'm sorry. As it turns out, it's really not going to make a difference in a solo game. It's really not going to make a lot of difference. So in a solo game at this point, I'm going to go over here to our construction, and I am going to pay the 14 for this particular convoy from Europa, which is going to let me draw a card and flip an ocean tile. So I'm going to pay the 14, which is going to leave me with no money. 14, right? I get 1 back. And I can flip an ocean tile. So we'll flip this ocean tile. Oh, we get to draw a card as a bonus. We get a bump in our terraforming rating because we flipped a ocean card. We also got a bump, so we should be at 7. We are. That is the end of the turn. Now remember, 2 should have gone before 3. I'm sorry. But however, things are coming to us now. We are starting to have more and more options. Though we have 0 money basically left, we are out of cards here. We are into the 3rd turn already, and I've really just started. We're going to shuffle, and I am going to, at this point, we don't really have a lot of blue cards here. I really hate to take another production turn, but I think we're going to have to. So we're going to take a production turn, which is 1. Please remind me, 1. And there's an action. Excellent. So we're going to get some actions again right after our production. 1 comes before 3. That's why we play with these, because they remind us of that. So we're going to get 7 MC, 8, plus the additional 4 for the bonus is 12. So we're starting to build a little bit of an engine. We get 3 more energy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 2 more plants. We'll just give us a 5 here. There we go. That is the end of my turn. That is production. We are going to come over to our action phase. I can activate anything. Well, that gives me a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have a hard limit, unlike Terraforming, of 10 cards. We would have to discard cards. But unlike Terraforming Mars, when you discard a card, you automatically get 3. So we have an action phase. We can play a standard project if I had enough cash. It might be where I can't do another production phase, and I don't want to short myself of cash. So, because I could play a standard action, but I'm not going to do that. We are back to myself. What am I going to do? We've done a production. We've got some money. We might do this. Oh, okay. We're going to do this. So we're going to put our production card in our hand. We're going to do a development phase. We're still building our engine. Oh, that's, yeah. So I'm only going to get this development phase. I will play 3 less, which is good. So I'm going to play this card for 9. And I will tell you what this card is. This card is Tundra Farming. Requires yellow temperature or more. I am not even know. So I cannot play Tundra Farming. So let's put that back. We'll play a different green card. What do we have here? We will play Deep Well Mining. We have just enough 11, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I had a green. Sorry, I should have that. I should have just enough, basically, because of the tundra deep well mining, which gives us another energy. Because of that, we don't have any other thing we can do this turn, and we are out of money again. Oh my gosh, that's so wasted when that happens. Okay, I'm going back to production. We're starting to build our engine, but we're not really having many action cards here. Hopefully he doesn't have a production card come up. Oh, research. Excellent. So we're going to do our production. 1 goes before 5. So I said 4 goes before 5, I should say. 4 goes before 5. So we're going to do our production. We are going to get 7, 8, plus the bonus, so that gives us 12 again. We are going to get 4 energy, so I'm going to give back 1 to get a 5, and we're going to get 2 plants. So we're almost to the point where we can do another action phase. Okay, that is it. I gained my 4MC, did my actions. There's nothing else I can do. Come over to here. I can draw 2 cards, but because of my special power, that lets me draw 4 cards, but I can only keep 1. 1, we got a project. 2, 3, 4 herbivores. Let's just see what we got here. This looks like an interesting card, but it's too expensive at this point. I'd like to get maybe this. So it says requires a, yeah, we don't have that. We can go up 5 energy, but that's a lot to pay. Oof. What's this herbivore? Oh, you have to have 5. Wow. Max 3. So we don't have 3 ocean tiles. There's really not a lot I'd like to keep here. We'll keep smelting. If we can get it, we'll get a big jump in our energy, which would be very helpful. But that is all we can do at this point. I don't know what we're going to do. We might do another action phase, only because I have enough to do another standard project, which bumps up that terraforming rating. Do I have anything that triggers during 4? I do not. Oh, I forgot. Okay, that's a standard project. 4MC less. Okay, so we don't really have 4MC. So I am going to trigger an action phase. You can see I'm starting now to do a little bit more variation on my play. It's not just green cards now, and a construction phase. So, very nice that a construction phase comes before my action phase. We'll just do some of this so we can keep track of this a little bit. So we're going to look and see whether we can construct a red or blue card. I think we will. So we are going to do wood burning stoves. So it's 13 MC. However, I do have 2, so I would have 11. It says gain 4 plants. Action, spend 4 plants to raise the temperature 1 step. If you choose the action phase this round, spend 3, which we did. Oh, we didn't choose it. Yes, we did. No, it's 2. So, if you chose the aspect, which I did. Oh, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to play this card for 13 as an act, because I can. Oh, I can't. It's an act. Oh, it's this construction. That's right. So I am actually going to construct this for 13. It is confusing, but that's okay. And it says gain 4 plants. So we're going to gain 4 plants, which is good. Then it says spend 4 plants to raise the temperature 1 step. If you choose the event action phase this round, which we did, spend 3 instead. So we can actually spend 3 of our plants, which gives us 2 back, to actually grab a tile, which is worth 1 victory point at the end. And we raise our MC rating, which is good. So that was a really good construction phase for us. Whoops, there we are. Which runs into us because we've already played that, so we've taken our action phase. We can actually do it that same action phase again. So it's 2 separate actions. I built this construction. Then I come over here, do my action, which was to actually play a plant card, which I did. Now I'm going to come over here. I have to raise the temperature because the rules say that. When I played a forest card, I should have raised the temperature as well. Then I'm going to do this card again. So I'm actually going to play 4 MC because I'm allowed to do that card twice. I'm going to take another tile, raise the oxygen again, take another MC. Yeah, we should be at 4 now. 9. That's excellent. That is the end of the phase. Woohoo! So we are now starting our journey up. You can see that. Now it is our turn again. We cannot play another action phase. I am out of money again. Unless I have something very, very cheap to play, which I don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so in that case, we're back to the production phase. Well, at least now we're building our MC up a little bit. So this is phase 4 that we're doing. This is the last one for turn 3. Another production phase. Oh, what a waste. So we have 9, 10, plus bonus is 4, 14. Well, that gives us a little money. And we got our 4 extra MC. That is the end of that turn. We are now into the 4th turn. So we are down to like the final 10 turns. So as much as we're trying to terraforming, I don't think we're going to make it. We'll let it go another turn, and if we're not going to make it, we'll just call it there, because I think I've shown you enough of this game to really give you an idea how that works. Production, let's just see here. We can take some actions because we can extra card, and we can try to do that. We can do that once, take an extra card, and then, because I think you can do as many actions as you want. Or can we do any activating effects? Yeah. So I am actually going to go into our action phase. And he's going to pull, please don't be an action. Production. Oh, thank goodness. 3 and 4. So we are going to start with the action phase. I am going to take an extra card. Then I'm going to spend 4 MC to take another tile, which puts our oxygen level up again. We are into the red zone. Woohoo! We get the extra action, which means I'm going to take another card. That does take our hand to 10. Then we go into the production phase. We start here again. We took an extra forest, so we now are at 10. 10 plus 1 is 11, plus 4 is 15. Yay, we finally have, we've got some money to play with now. We are going to get 4 energy. And 2 forests. Oh, phew. This might be an excellent time to grab another production phase, but let's just push on and see if we can get anything interesting in our hand here. This is 2 MC and a forest. Forests are good. We don't have 4 we have 3 tags. Might want to get another science tag down. This is what? Requires 4 science tags, which we don't have. When you play 15, might do a development phase. But if he pulls another development phase out here, I'm going to cry. We have 28. We actually do. So this is going to be expensive for us. But I'm going to do a development phase, because I really want to get this card done out. This is going to be a big help. So don't be a development phase. A research phase, which is nice. So we're going to play smelting for 28. Now that's pretty much going to wipe us out, but we do get a 5. So we're going to go from 4 to 9. And we can have, because we have titanium, we're actually only going to play 26 for this. Which takes us out for money, but I think that's the right move for us at this point. That is all we can do. Oh, plus we get the 3 less because it's ours. So I get 3 back. It's 26 plus 3 is 9 is 3. So we'll get 3 of our back. We're going to go into the research phase. We can do the 4, 1, and keep 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that requires the right zone, requires red zone temperature or warmer. Where are we with temperature? We could play this. That gives us 2 more MC. Birds. Well, we have oxygen. Requires white oxygen. Not even close. 5 tags, of which we have 3 of. And this is 2, but we could get this out because it has... No, I actually need... Looks like I need... oh, it's a world thing. This is the card. We'll keep this one. It's nice and inexpensive. We've already played a development phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're just on the limit. Excellent. We are back to our turn. We cannot do this. We're not in any real position to really pay another card, which we can't anyway. Let's just do that. So that's what phase should we do? I really can't afford to put a card, so it's either construction or production. I don't want to do research yet. Well, let's do production. There we go. We're going to do production. Let's hope he doesn't. I don't think he has a production. Development. So what development's going to come before production, which is good. So we're going to come over here. We can develop a green card. Ooh, do I have 15? I don't. So I'm actually going to play this one for 5. And it does give me two bumps here, which is nice. And then I'm going to come over to here to construction. Production, I should say. So we're going to have 10 plus 3 is 13 plus 4 is 17. Yeah, we're getting there. And what we'll do is give 3 back. 17, right? Yeah, 3 back for another 5. We will get, how much energy? Oh, 9 energy. Wow, that's nice. And 2 forests. There we go. And that is our production, along with our 4 MC. We've done their both phases. We're back. Oh, this just goes way too fast. I really need to get to some action phases. I have enough to put some plants down, and I've got enough to do I'd love to have bigger and more money. I might just, if I'm going to do it, we might as well do it. What do we have here? We've got 20, so we could do an ocean tile for 15. So let's do it. Let's do an action phase, which is the blue phase. There we are. So we're going to do an action phase. We'll just put that over to there. And we're going to pull this, and hopefully we're not, and we're in a construction phase. So this might change my idea, because 2 comes before 3. So I can construct a red or blue card. Requires 4 science tags. I still don't have 4 science tags, really. And the red card I have is very, very expensive and needs 4 science tags. So we really can't take advantage of this construction, which is really, really sad. Unless I want to play a blue card. Spend out to flip an ocean tile, reduce this MC for every tile I have. Might be worth playing that. And I really, in fact, when you play a card, you remove 2 microbes from this card to pay MTS. In fact, when you play a microbe or include this card, add a microbe to this. Oh, okay. So when we play tags, that's a little risky at this point. I think this might be a good card for us, because we might be able to flip some ocean tiles for 12 NC versus 15, even though that's kind of where I wanted to go. So let's do that. We are going to play this for 17. Ouch. Which basically is broke again. But we've played that. Now we're back to our action phase. Action phase says we have to do stuff. So we're going to raise our temperature by 1, which puts up our terraforming reagent. Because of this card, we can actually, if we chose an action phase, we can actually spend 4 and get another tile. Whoops. This should be a 1, not a 2. So that gives us our 3rd, gives us our 4th. And again, that goes up 1, and so does our oxygen level. So we should be 1, 2, 3, 4, which we are. And that is the end of our turn. We are, again, have nothing. So we're going to have to go into that production phase again. This is their last card. There is an action phase. So the action phase goes first, which is actually pretty nice for us. Sort of, anyway. So we can take this and take an extra card. We don't have enough to do anything with that card at this, so we can't really do the extra action. So we did get a card out of it. We're going to come over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're still good. We're going to go, we have 12, plus 3 is 15, plus the bonus gives us 19. So we're doing pretty good here. 2, 3, 4. We're going to get 2 forests and 9 energy. We're building up that energy very, very quickly, though I don't know if we're going to make it all the way up to the top. Okay. And we gained our extra 4 MC. That is the end of our turn, actually. This takes us up to the 5th turn. There is only 1 round left. I do not believe that I am going to be able to terraform Mars in the 25 rounds that we've played. So I think that we're going to leave it right where we have it at this point. I don't think there's a need to actually play any more than we've played. I think this gives you a good idea how this game plays. It was fast, as you saw, as a solo game. I really enjoyed it. But let's get some final thoughts. So join me up, and we're going to talk about this game. Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition. Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition. Wow. That was much more fun as a solo than Terraforming Mars. I'm going to admit that right now. And Terraforming Mars is one of my top solo games. So I'm going to tell you this is much nicer. First of all, one of the big reasons, 5 minutes to set up. And I tore that down in about 3 minutes. So if you're looking for a smaller footprint game, and I certainly didn't need the mat in front of me. I mean, the mat is certainly nice, but I did not need the mat. This game is amazing, and I really enjoy playing it. And I don't know whether you should expand it. So a word of warning to Fraxis Games. Maybe we do, or Stronghold Games. Oh, is it Stronghold Games? Yeah, Stronghold Games. So a little word of warning to Stronghold Games. Don't try to improve it. You've got a winner. It is great. I forgive you for Target, okay? Because this is how good this game is. I'm actually going to forgive you for it, especially for Canada, because we don't have Targets. So I had to wait another 3 or 4 months to get this game, but so worth it. Component-wise, it's what you would expect from Stronghold Games. They make good quality games, and I love the boards. Very, very easy to understand. I think they've simplified the cards. If this game first and then Terraforming Mars, I think Terraforming Mars, the bigger game, would have a completely different look and feel in terms of the cards. I like the way the cards work here. The explanations on the cards, the way the cards go in the tableau, very, very nice. So component-wise, it's nice. Lots of cards, as you would expect. Price points, was $30 what at Target. This is probably going to be a $40 game maybe in our LGSs. I don't know. I haven't looked. I'll look and I'll put it down here and see what 401 Games is looking at it. The play was great. It was pay a card. You're done. It's not like, okay, I'll play this card, 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 and have a 20-minute turn. And then come back and have another 20-minute turn. You got basically, here's my development phase. Here, play my green card. I'm done. Oh, I can play a red card now. Take your bonus actions. Very, very good. Very slick rules. the game itself, rules. If you know how to play Terraforming Mars, this is about a 3-second read the rules, quick start guide, and you are playing this game. I don't think I could say enough about this in terms of the quality of the game, the replay value of the game, the rules of the game, very simplified, especially since if you already know Terraforming Mars. All in all, the value of this game in this little box is excellent. I'm always looking for games that I can teach. This is a great precursor to Terraforming Mars. I taught Terraforming Mars a couple of weeks ago to a new player. The first 2 rounds, we were kind of helping her through it. But then she got it. And, hi, Elena. Thank you for playing. But this, I would have taught this first. If I want to teach Terraforming Mars to new players, I'm pulling this out first. It's not a gate. It's not a gateway, but it is. It's. I would say gateway high. So in other words, there's a little bit more to it. It's not. There's some strategy. You got to build some engines, and you have to understand how cards work together and how those action phases go and how you sort of have to take advantage, which I was not able to against the solo player because I go production, he goes production. Oh, I only get 1 production. In a 4-player game, I could potentially get production if I played a development and another player played a production and another player played a action phase. I could get 2 or 3 phases in during a game, and the most I'm going to do here is 2, and if they're the same, I'm getting 1. And so you can see as the result that I really didn't do very well, and my potato farm died, and my player had to blast off and try to get to his rocket ship before it got to Earth because they left him behind because everything fell apart. Or was that a movie? Anyway, I might be being confused here. Anyway, I can't say enough about this. I'm going to go on and say, look, if you like what you saw today, please hit the like button, subscribe. I am always looking for new people to hit my community. I am trying to grow my community, so please, please help me grow. If you want to be notified of these types of things, please hit a bell for notifications. Come back soon. I am always putting new content on. I've been doing these 2 in 2s where I look at 2 games in about 2 minutes and we compare and contrast them in about 2 minutes. Well, actually it's 4 or 5 minutes, but I like to, 2 in 2. 2 games in about 2 minutes makes sense, where I would say 2 games in 4 minutes. That doesn't sound the same. But anyway, this is Harry Jacobs. I am the North of 60 Gamer. Please join me again when we go down to the table. And if you leave some comments, please, I love to be loved.